These days, I can do anything from my phone: book a vacation, order a meal from a five-star restaurant, buy and trade stocks. But maybe the most amazing thing I can do is make my dirty laundry disappear and then reappear perfectly washed and folded. I have Rinse to thank for that. I just schedule a pickup in the Rinse app or at rinse.com. A Rinse valet comes to get my clothes, and before I know it, they're back, crisply folded and ready to wear. They even do dry cleaning, which is returned hanging in a nice Rinse garment bag. And with Rinse, my satisfaction is guaranteed. If for any reason I'm not happy, they'll re-clean my clothes for free. Best of all, Rinse saves me tons of time each week. That's time I get to do something I love versus something I have to do. So if you want to save loads of time by not doing loads of laundry, remember, there's an app for that. Rinse. Sign up now and get $20 off your first order at rinse.com. That's RINSE.com.
There's her normal face. Oh, look, there's her bitch face. Oh, look, there's her O face.
And now, Cheese Wits.
Yeah.
You hung up?
No, I don't know. I had like 2 calls open at this. I don't know what was going on. So yes, I did. I closed out everything and waited for you to call back. Because the first time I picked it up, it said, Jess has left the call. What?
Well, I left the call because I was trying to deal with this and I was going to come back on the computer.
You know, I didn't see the, let me start my recording.
That's probably a smart idea, Wally. It's probably the smartest thing you've said so far today.
Well, don't look for anything to be better than this then. This is about it. Okay, let me just get this going.
Now I got to find the damn screenshot I had prepared to share, but I had to lose it because...
Where's the captain?
I'm right here. You can't see me?
Yeah, I can. You hear him? He's over there eating cat food. 80 pounds. 80 pounds is enough. He doesn't need more pounds.
That's how many pounds your dog is?
Yes. And the vet said, get him down to, he's 81. Get him down to 75.
Yeah, I had to do that with my big dog too.
We just switched his dog food to light. What are you chilly? Are you sick? I see you blanketed.
It's not a blanket. It's like a blankety hoodie.
You're Maud.
Yeah. I'm Maud. It's a blankety hoodie. It has a hood on it and everything.
What are those? What are those? It's like a Snuggie.
Yeah.
Except not an animal.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh, now you look like Eeyore.
Mm-hmm.
You're the girl Eeyore.
Just floating by.
Where's Christopher?
I don't know. I thought it was your week to keep track of him.
Wow, that guy. You know what it is? He's sleeping. Because I wanted to say when he was here, we're back, baby. White men are back. Trump has made it possible for white racists to get back into the thick of things. Man, there's some wacky shit going on.
Just throw an Elon right out there with the Sig Heil, with the Nazi salute. Like,
it's crazy. I'm wondering. So the layoff of whatever it is, DEI, right? The
Chris says he's waiting on me.
Really? Huh. Weird. Because I'm here. Oh, I see. I know that I can hear there's texting happening. My phone's not in here because I have something. I have beans cooking. I have homemade beans cooking. So I have the timer on, but it's out in the other room. I don't want it to be loud here. When I hear it, I'm going to have to go and turn them off because I'm making homemade baked beans.
So what you're saying is that either way, it will interrupt the show.
No, because I don't often say anything that's really pertinent to the show. So my walking away for 30 seconds.
That's true, but you're probably the one who talks the most.
I know, but I don't add anything.
That doesn't, Wally, who on the show does? Quite frankly, who's adding anything here?
True. You know, I'm having a Di Serrano and Coke.
You fancy.
Delicious. It tastes like pistachios, and pistachios are my favorite nut.
Well, there he is.
Hi, I was just I was getting a massage and I was just walking out. I was getting my
getting your happy ending done, huh?
getting my next one scheduled. You know what? If this girl would have offered that, I would have taken it. She was cute
What's her
enough.
name? Chin what?
Who gives a fuck? You know?
Really?
Doesn't really
sound
matter.
Asian.
You know what? This is not an Asian place. This is Massage Envy. So,
Envy.
Yeah.
What is
so-
that?
You don't know what Massage Envy is?
No, is that no?
It's
we
like
don't
a-
have
that's a
those.
chain.
It's a nationwide massage chain.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Maine. We don't have a lot of nationwide stuff here.
You're lucky they have a McDougal's up there.
Yeah, you are correct. I was just telling Jess
Yeah.
that you and I, we're back in, Chris. White men are back in.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is great. This is great. I mean, how many years of misogyny do we have now? Another 4?
Our time has arrived. Yes, we have 4
I
more
just
years
wanna
of
know-
being able to.
Are you required to do the Nazi salute at your meetings, or how does that work?
Please,
Oh, no,
Kamala gave the same salute.
No.
This is a non-issue. This is left-wing bullshit. This is a non-issue.
Really?
What we do is we
Is
do
she
a lot of
autistic
pussy
too? I heard that's
grabbing.
the excuse.
Do what?
Is she autistic too? I heard that's the excuse.
Yeah, well, of course. Hey, listen, I had an autistic brother. If he was given the Heil Hitler, I wouldn't mind.
Uh-huh. Okay.
At our club, Jess, there's a lot of ass slapping,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of following women around in groceries,
Mhm.
and then taking pictures and bringing them to the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of stuff, Jess.
Well, then,
White men stuff.
it's good that I just don't leave my house then.
Well,
Yeah.
especially all those things happening down there. Wasn't there something bad that happened down there recently?
Well,
Last
there was
week?
a shooting at a school a mile away from me this morning.
That's the one.
Yep.
That's the one. Yeah. So
Yep.
maybe you should just stay in your fucking house
Yeah. No
where you
shit.
belong.
No shit. Where did Wally go?
I don't know, because usually when I say women where they belong, he usually pipes in with something.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you want to hear the fun email I got today? I didn't get it today.
I do.
got it a
I
couple
would
days
like
ago.
to hear whatever you have to bring to the table, Jess.
Well, thank you, Christopher. That's so kind of you.
Mhm.
I found this in my spam. I was actually looking for something else. And it says, don't ignore this email.
Oh,
So-
well, I hope you don't. Jesus
Serious.
Christ.
Me being the instruction follower that I am,
Yeah, right.
I opened the email
Mhm.
and I'm going to read it to you. It
Okay.
says, the answer is simple. People who watch highly controversial and problematic pornography, let's put it this way, the kind that most people would consider perverted, but definitely not you. So that you have no doubts, I'll explain how I found out about it. 2 months ago, my colleagues and I installed spyware on your computer and then gained access to all your devices, including your cell phone. It was very simple. One of those multiple pop-ups on porn sites was our own doing. I think you've already understood that we wouldn't be writing to a normal person who watches normal or even hardcore porn. There's nothing out of the ordinary about that. But the things you tend to watch go beyond the bounds of reason. So after we took over the cameras on your cell phone and computer, we recorded you masturbating to extremely problematic videos. We have a close-up of you with a small square on the right showing the videos you're pleasuring yourself to. However, as I mentioned earlier, every problem has a solution because even the most depraved pervert deserves forgiveness. You're lucky today because I'm not some sadist who enjoys other people's suffering. The only thing I care about is money. Here's your lifeline. You must transfer $1,000 worth of Bitcoin to the following BTC wallet. Send a screenshot of the payment to this email. You have exactly 6 hours to make the transfer, so you better act fast. Blah, 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 blah. Now, here's the thing. I found this in my spam 13 days after it went in there. So I missed the 6-hour deadline. So y'all watch out for my videos, okay?
Well, was there actually a square showing a porn video of some sort?
There's no picture. There's no imagery in this
I was
email.
wondering what sort of imagery they're using. It was unbelievable.
There's no picture or any imagery. And since a couple weeks more, because they sent it to my work email address while I was on vacation.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
While you were masturbating.
while I was masturbating to problematic porn, I was not
Yes.
checking my email. So, whoops.
Because what else do people do when they go away on work meetings? My wife's going away in March. I'm going to ask her how much she's going to masturbate while she's away.
And
Probably
I'd
a
like to
lot.
know how much Bitcoin do they want?
$1,000.
$1,000.
Oh, $1,000 in Bitcoin.
Mhm.
So that's only about $8 million, I guess. I don't know how
You'll-
much.
You'll be
1,000
fine.
ones
You'll
are.
be fine.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And how would they know you were jerking off? What were you going to do? Drop the remote when you were done? How would they know?
Yeah. I
Oh,
don't
they-
know. I don't
They
know.
accessed her camera. It was easy.
Yeah.
Didn't you listen to the email, Chris? They
Well, look at
dropped in
the camera.
spyware.
Look at your camera right now. Sit there. There's her normal face. Oh, look. There's her bitch face. Oh, look. There's her O face. Oh,
Oh,
look.
wait, look at there's her masturbating face.
Yeah,
Y'all think I'm
Yeah,
masturbating
boy.
to you? Come on now.
No, no,
yeah.
not me. No, I meant your laugh face, your happy face. They just don't stop. Boy, that's a nice new one.
I mean, it's a very long, well-written email. It doesn't appear to have been written by AI.
I thought my prose was good.
There was no weird Chinese translation. Oh, and by the way, it says if I didn't send it within the 6 hours, he will send all of the videos to each of the contacts on Messenger and email.
Oh,
Good.
yeah.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah. So did you guys
didn't
get it
get
yet? Because
anything.
I missed that deadline.
So there was no translation though?
No,
Oh,
I mean,
you
there's
don't think?
nothing. It doesn't appear to be written by somebody in another language and badly translated.
You should hit the see if it comes up to where's my masturbate dong? Dong, where is my masturbate?
It just but here's the other thing. So what exactly do they think, or what if you were masturbating to porn, what would they
Porn.
see? Like a face of ecstasy or pain or something? Well, or are you moving the camera around going, oh, look at me, look how I do
like
it.
I'm making my own porn video.
Right. Like you're making a video. Look at this. I'm by myself, but I'm going to straddle right now and hold the phone here so I can look at it later and check myself out. It's so fucked up. It really is so fucked up. Man, I wish I would have got that one.
I know.
Oh, damn it. I wish I haven't seen. I wonder how long it's going to take before that one circulates through the internet and to people. Was that a text or was it a
It was an email.
a message?
It was a very
Just
long
an
email.
An email.
Hmm.
Do you think they would have sent a text while you were masturbating?
Like, we see you.
See, what you'd really like to do, right, is send a message back, but you just can't because then you do open yourself up for bullshit.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Once you reply, you're done.
Yeah.
It's like
Once you
answering
reply-
a spam phone call.
Yeah, then you're fucked because then they do have that. Then they could get access to your shit.
And then our IT guy would he would be able to track what happened and know that I did that. And then he would yell at me.
Right. God damn.
Mm-hmm.
There's just, it was so much better before all of this shit. Just saying.
I mean,
I'm just really shocked that you didn't send that email to your IT person. And in all capitals, I thought the ports were closed.
you know, he seems kind of, remember when I said that I accidentally, I think I told you guys this, that I accidentally got on a work Zoom that I wasn't expecting to get on. And I was wearing my shirt that said, I'm a fucking lady.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
He was on that call. And when I messaged him and the other person that were on the call later, and I said, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I just realized what I was wearing. So not appropriate for a work call. And he said, well, I didn't see it. Ha ha ha. And so I sent a screenshot.
ha ha.
And then he didn't really react.
Ha, ha, ha.
So I feel like maybe he, and now that I think about it, I've never heard him swear. So maybe
I think he sent you the email. Ha ha ha.
maybe that's not his game.
Is he a Mormon?
I doubt it.
That,
but I don't know because I've never had any sort of religion conversation with him. Mostly we talk about computers.
yeah, so he is in the true sense a geek of sorts. He knows his shit. He's a computer geek. Not that that's a bad thing.
No,
the word
but
geek, not a bad
that's
thing.
what IT guys are.
That's right. They're computer geeks. And geek you can be a math geek, you can be a computer geek, you can be a literature geek. Geek, not a bad thing. Just a expression of intense knowledge, or you're drawn to that area.
Essentially, I work for a tech company. Essentially, there's only a handful of us that are not geeks.
Right. Well, you are kind of a geek, though. You're a music geek.
I'm a music geek, but I'm not a smarts geek.
Oh no, you're dumb as rocks.
Yeah, for sure.
This cast is so good. By the way, I was listening to something today on the media. It's an NPR program, but they were talking about, Trump tried many times last time he was president to take away funding for the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, like most Republican presidents do. They're never successful, but they had a big thing about it. And one of the arguments the Corporation for Public Broadcasting is going to use is that small communities need public broadcasting because they really don't have a flow of information, which is so true right now. Because I'm reading, I wasn't aware of this, and I think this was iHeart that did this. They fired all their midday people. Just across the board, fired midday people, whatever company this was.
Sounds about
Just
right.
midday people, all gone. And then I was thinking about what I did in radio that I'm most proud of as a community thing, and started thinking it could never be done today because you don't have people. And my thing that I think we did the best community thing was during Ice Storm when I was working in upstate. I was living in Vermont, and I stayed at the station in Malone, New York, on the Canadian border for 3 days, and we opened up the station and we fed people, and people used our showers because we had a 3-phase generator, blah, 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 blah. And it was truly the only information the community could get. In today's radio world, could never do that at that very station because they have 2 employees, 2 on-air people. We had a full staff. So you could do it some 20 plus years ago, 25 years ago or so.
Yeah.
You could never do that now. That's why because when you look at public broadcasting stations, they are the most employed with programming people of stations in most markets, different in gigantic markets in New York and stuff where you will have fully staffed stations, or DC. In most of those markets, you will have a fully staffed station somewhere with a real news crew and yada, yada, yada.
The thing is, Trump doesn't want the flow of information to continue.
No,
it depends on what the information is.
Right.
Well, he wants the propaganda to continue. He does not want real, true information to flow.
if he could, but even the stations that he
wants TikTok to be half owned by the government. I will delete it. If that happens, weird. I will delete it immediately.
Well, that's all about one of his donors who is highly invested in TikTok.
Yep.
Who gave a bunch of money. By the way, Jeff Bezos, I so want to not use Amazon anymore.
It's necessary.
It's almost necessary, right?
Yeah.
Instead of going to the Walmart. Because that fucking asshole, among his, because he owns the New York Post, and they pulled they wanted to endorse Kamala Harris, and he said no, they couldn't do it because, of course, he owns the thing. Then he gave $1 million to Trump's inauguration. All those things are fine. You go ahead and do it. But fucking what? Don't suck up. He's sucking up because he wants money, not because it's the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's about personal wealth.
Yeah.
And I so want to just say, fuck you, you piece of shit. And I can say, fuck you, you piece of shit.
I think you just did.
Mm-hmm.
And I still have to use Amazon because I can buy, cannelli beans on there cheaper than I can buy them at the grocery store.
For much of the same reason, fuck Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've actually, the more I've been looking into this, the more I've been thinking that maybe we need to take our call somewhere other than Messenger.
Right.
So that we can eliminate Messenger altogether.
Oh, why? I mean, the thing works.
I see what you did there.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Yeah, it's so
because of all of Mark Zuckerberg's entities, Messenger is the one that tracks you the most. Messenger is the one that's constantly listening so that they know what stuff to feed you in your ads.
Oh, no wonder I get big dick ads.
That's why, because we're doing this show on Messenger.
Whenever we mention anything, clit oil or that's why I get shit about fucking, whenever I talk about the dog having diabetes, then I get fucking deluged with diabetes shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God damn. Send me free money. Just send me free money. I wonder if that'll work.
Right, let me see if this works. Let's just try this real quick. 18-year-old tits and Hormel chili. I'd like to see what's fed in my timeline later.
Send me tits that can still hold up to a pencil. I got you. Yeah, maybe you're right, Jess. Maybe we need to see if what is it called? Bluebird or what is the new one?
Blue Sky.
Blue Sky. I'm not putting that one on my phone.
Why?
Is it bad?
No,
because I'm way too far to the right to do that for you fucking lips.
Do you think something will happen to you?
Maybe. I may actually start growing my pussy hair back out if I go to Blue Sky.
You might. That's true. But Blue Sky wouldn't. They don't have we couldn't do this on Blue Sky, but we could use Google Hangouts or something else. We could use Zoom.
Yeah, but Zoom cuts you off at 45 minutes.
No, I have Zoom through work.
Oh, you got Pro Zoom?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Zoom could work.
Yeah.
Wally,
can you figure out Zoom?
Is Pro Zoom better than Prozac?
Yes.
It's very good. All right.
Yes.
Well,
you spell it with an X, right? That would be the first thing to make sure I spelled it right, because then I would end up on PBS and it'd be Zoom, a Zoom. I'd be right back where I started from.
Well, if you're spelling if you're spelling Zoom with an X, then we're already fucked.
How do you spell it?
Z.
Oh, it is Z? Yeah. I thought they had what is
Z?
The next one?
Zoom is out, Chris. We can't we can't use Zoom.
Wait, yes, you can. I thought the Zoom was spelled with an
Jess,
S.
You're fucked. It's the 26th letter. He had 25 others to go through. You're fucked.
All right, no, hold on. What is the X? Wait, what is the X Zoom? What is
he talking about Twitter, Chris? Tell me he's talking about Twitter right now.
Oh no, Zoom. Okay, all right.
No, there's Zoom, and then there's X Zoom.
Yeah,
which is what you do when you pick people.
I bet that was funny as hell.
Probably was. No, the X Zoom is what I used to use to do.
That's where you pick up the coffins.
International currency.
I'm going to exhume his body.
Mm-hmm.
No. X Zoom is for when it's a money one. It's for
money laundering. Is that what you said?
Money. Yes, that's correct.
It's for doing. I think I use that's the one I used for international money exchange.
Everything on the internet now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It could, when I would check, I think that's when I used to check exchange rates when I was working with out of country places, and had to decide how much they owed me. Yeah, there you go. All right, so it's just regular. I think I have I might even have a Zoom account.
Really?
It's entirely possible. I'm going to check because I think I've used Zoom before.
Chris, you got the Zoom on your phone so that you can join us?
Zoom's already on my phone.
Okay. Well, then
I'm just sitting here listening, and it sounds like my parents going on.
Right.
and on and on about, John, you're not supposed to use the thing with the X. That's a Musk thing. Don't use the Musk.
Is that a pay thing? Do you have to pay to use it?
To use Zoom?
Zoom?
To get an account?
Well, her boss does, yeah.
Jess's boss. Okay, I'm all.
It's like we have to have the whole conversation from the beginning again.
Hey, guess what? Guess who has a Zoom account?
Oh, shit on a stick.
All right. Well,
then how about that?
Starting next week, we will try this on Zoom.
Yeah, I'll just make sure. Let's see. Yeah. Okay.
Now, on Zoom, I can't. I'm not going to call you.
Right. You mean I have to be?
You have to join the meeting, Wally.
Yeah, but it'll be. I'll send a link that you can bookmark, and it'll be the same link every time.
Okay. Bookmark? What is that?
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I was kidding. I'm kidding. I'm really. I just we'll talk after the show.
Okay.
Oh no, I really do know what it is. I'm not an idiot.
Now, see, you chased Chris away.
Well,
he got so tired of your idiocracy.
Listen. I have a Zoom account. Hello. I don't even know when I used it.
That's great.
I wasn't even sure I had one, but I do have one. Now all I got to do is open the code and punch my code in there to make sure it still works. Fantastic, Jess.
Look at you figuring out the technology.
Yeah, look at that. There's my code. I'm going to punch it in right now, and we'll see if it still works. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Watch it cut you off because it'll open up your... No, it won't.
Free. Your role, I'm the owner. Meeting capacity, 100 people. Wow.
I'm sorry. I thought you meant now.
Yeah, okay. So I actually do have a Zoom account. I must have set it up back in the day so I could do some stuff.
Maybe.
I don't remember ever using it, ever. I must have used it at maybe at the radio station I was working at for some reason, because I've never done a Zoom call or a Zoom anything.
No Zoom interviews?
Yeah, you know what? That maybe I did do an interview over Zoom.
I'm pretty sure I remember you saying, they had me do the interview on the computer with a camera. I'm pretty sure that was probably it.
And then they sent me an email about masturbating during the meeting.
It was a terrible, terrible call. And I'll no longer touch my wang. Signed, Wally.
Went extremely bad. It went very wrong. Nothing about it was right. Oh yeah, I'll even put that on. I'm going to put it on my phone too.
Look at you.
Shit.
Okay.
How about that?
Wow.
Well.
Oh, good.
Welcome to 2025. Well, actually, Wally, welcome to 2020. But
close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny that you say that. It just that when you said that, remind me of. Do you remember that in Ithaca or in Cortland, the news guy's name was Mike Wallace?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, boy, he had a great voice, that kid. And Mike Wallace, I remember he said, oh, what year was that? That was probably 1994 or something. Yeah, right around then, 93, 94. I remember him saying, I bought a CD player. I finally joined the 90s, and I said, welcome to the 80s. That's what you just reminded me of, that conversation I had with him, that he was absolutely against the whole idea of technology.
Mm-hmm.
And that's funny. I didn't get my first CD player until December of 91.
Yeah, it's
I'm trying to,
crazy,
I don't remember
right?
when I got my first one.
Well, I can tell you.
Upstate New York, though. Wally,
Yes.
I know you saw this. Chris, did you see
I did.
my Facebook post about the guy who tried to insult me?
I can't remember. Would you enlighten us for the rest of the people who definitely have not?
Yes. So a friend of mine who lives in Maryland posted, and she checked into someplace in Syracuse, New York, and said, well, let's see if I hate winter any less when I'm not at home, which made me laugh out loud, because if there's any place you're going to go in January to hate winter less, it's not Syracuse,
It's
New
not
York.
Syracuse.
Right.
Not the Finger Lakes.
And so I said, having grown up in upstate New York, I can promise you it is not the place to hate winter less. And she said, I just mean it isn't my cold or my snow. Like rain sucks less when it's vacation rain. And I said, I will just send you all my no snow vibes because you don't want vacation snow if it's in Syracuse.
No.
And she said, LOL, I don't want to get stuck here. You are correct. And I said, no, you do not. And then this dude jumps on the conversation and says, to your friend, I'll speak on behalf of the city and say that no one is sad you left. And
Asshole.
I was reading this and I was like, wait, is he trying to hurt my feelings? Because that's not how to do it. And so I responded, I don't know if that was supposed to be an insult, but it's not, with a laughing emoji. And he comes back with, I could care less if you think it was or was not. Your blatant, rude, and obnoxious comment regarding the city of Syracuse says it all.
Wow.
I don't know how I got under this random dude's skin. I do not know this person, but it made me laugh so hard.
She ain't not getting the key to the city, are you?
Apparently not this year.
I chimed in support of Jess.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
well, on my thread, that wasn't, you didn't chime in on the actual conversation.
Not on his, just on your thread. And I wish I would have put it on his thread because I worked in Liverpool and I know they call it a quaint little, when I was there, it was a shithole.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Yeah. But if you go to the Liverpool web page, it's a quaint little yada yada with 2,400 residents, and yet it was a shithole. Mm-hmm. That's what I can tell you.
Also,
although I
was not insulting Syracuse. I was insulting winter in Syracuse.
Right.
And if you like that, you're a fucking psychopath.
The weather, the weather does. Listen, it sucks if you don't like that kind of shit. And even if you do like it, it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I've been to Syracuse. I've taken the train to Syracuse, and the sign on the wall says Syracuse Terminal. And I believe that's true.
I worked there for a year in the city, and not
I worked
fabulous.
there. As a matter of fact, in the winter in Syracuse, when I was a news reporter, they would send me out when it had snowed so much that even Syracuse has shut down and you're not supposed to be driving around. They would send me out to cover, like I would have to drive around in the snow that you're not supposed to be driving around in to cover the fact that it was fucking snowing. This is why I don't do news.
Can I tell you what though? What if I don't even understand why people think that's news. Hey, look it's snowing out. Good thing they sent somebody out to let us know it's snowing out.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what a waste.
I'm just right. 570 WSYR. Go fuck yourself, Syracuse.
Basically.
Were you doing it for SYR?
I was doing it for SYR.
There you go.
I was at HEN. Well, Jess, you know that.
Yep.
I was at HEN AM FM.
Mm-hmm.
And if it wasn't for fucking Syracuse University and Jimmy Boeheim, nobody would care about Syracuse.
Nope.
Except for maybe what's his face graduated from there? Who the announcer Bob Costas.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bob Costas graduated from Syracuse, and that's their only claim to fame.
I think there's a couple of sportscasters. Also, Aaron Katursky, who works for ABC News, I saw him covering something pretty serious the last couple of weeks. I don't remember what, but he was at WSYR when I was there.
Oh, yeah, they have produced some major talent.
Our careers took different paths.
That girl I used to work with, what the hell was her name? Maria Leaf. She worked at SYR.
Oh yeah,
and she came down to DC. Yeah,
yeah. I think that station actually launched a bunch of big news careers.
Yeah, I think you're right. Mm-hmm. They I wonder if they do anymore. I bet they don't anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because back then, that was
the station that convinced me that doing the news was a shit job.
Because they did it intensely.
I would get yelled at for not asking questions like, so how do you feel now that your whole family was killed in that fire?
Oh, God damn it. I fucking hate those kind. I've always told Jody, I said, listen, if I die in some fucking horrible and they come up and ask you, you'd say, fuck you. And that's all you say. Mm-hmm. And Sir, your wife died in a car accident and is speeding and drunk driving. And what do you have to say? Fuck you. I mean,
Fuck do you think I have to say?
what a stupid fucking question. That is not a fucking question. That's just fucking trying to get some reactionary bullshit.
It's to get a soundbite.
Fucking
Well, I mean,
6
it's
seconds
anything in entertainment. It's all like that. You could
It
be
is entertainment.
on a game show. You get fucking I don't know, Wink Martindale hosting a fucking game show, and sorry, let's meet our first contestant, Wally Bruce. How you doing, Wally? I'm good. Wink, how you doing? Well, Wally, tell us a little bit about yourself. Well, my sister's in a home and she's eating her own feces. Well, that's nice. Here's how you play the game.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That's the station where, when I finally decided to quit, because the anchor, when I had been sent off to cover a fucking car accident, and the girl showed up and found out it was her mother and screamed, "Not my mother!" And I was really upset. When I got back to the station, it had really shaken me up. And I was telling the anchor, it was like midnight when I got back to the station. And I was telling the anchor who was on the air at the time, and he said, "Please tell me you got that recorded."
oh my, see?
And it was that day that I was like, well, fuck this job.
Yeah, I'm with you. I would have said the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely would have. The best news thing I ever heard, at least in the people I knew do news, was a guy named when I was working in Worcester, Southbridge, Worcester, and the news station, there was a big fire in Southbridge, Massachusetts. I mean, it was a huge fire. It was like a 40 alarm fire. It was big. And the news guy asked one of those questions live on the air to the fire chief. He said, "So, chief, what can you tell me about the fire?" And the chief said, "It's a fucking blaze, Tom. It's a fucking blaze." And that was it. That's the last time he asked a live question like that again. It's just one of those fucking stupid questions.
Mm-hmm. I remember I got sent to cover, it was like the 1-year anniversary of the shooting death of a cop in Syracuse. And I had to go interview his mother.
Oh, fuck
and
that.
When I got back, my news editor yelled at me because I didn't say the words, "How do you feel about it?"
How do you think the fucking woman feels?
I would never ask that question.
It's like, do you remember for a while, I don't see this so much anymore on local television, but about maybe 5-8 years ago, one of the big TV things to do was go and stand outside offenders' houses, like bad people that you thought it was their house, like whether it was a prospective murderer or a sex offender or a tax cheat, it doesn't matter. If somebody had broken the law and then they'd made a story out of it, they'd go stand outside their door or knock on their car window. I don't see that so much anymore.
No, because they know they're going to get shot.
Yeah, but for about 2 years, that was the fucking style. There's comes these style of newses over the course of time that it just continues to that people use for about a year, and then it changes to another style of news, and that in your face fucking news where they go and fucking stand on the courthouse and do like they're in a fucking movie or something with Al Pacino.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, eyewitness news.
That shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. You got it.
Eyewitness news is the best, man. That's some hard hitting shit. Almost as good as action news.
Yeah.
Action news.
News.
God almighty. There's a station in Florida, I remember, that like the imaging guy that did the promos, they took away all of his verbs. They said to the guy, "Don't use any verbs." Okay.
What?
And yeah, so you're listening, you're looking at the promo, and you're seeing pictures on the screen, and you're like, hurricane, alligators, Trump, 6. Okay. And that's the promo for Channel 6 News.
Wow.
Just
Literally 3 words and then 6.
I mean, there's just been time, like when we were kids, back in the 70s, one of the big news things was, is there something under your sink that could be killing you? Stay tuned at 6.
That's now what they use on the internet for clickbait.
Yes.
Well, yeah, they still do that for clickbait, but I mean, even some of the TV stations around here still do that. You know, you got 4, 5, 7, 9, whatever else doing news, and then you got 25 up in Hagerstown. You know, and Hagerstown, while they're not a big city, but somehow they have their own NBC affiliate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And, you know, there used to be a guy that did the weather on 25. He's gone now. His name was Lou Scally. And when Jess and I were on the air, I'm like, Lou Scally, it sounds like a kitchen about to fall off of a boat.
Lou Scally.
I mean, the fuck is that? So, but these people, they'll do that kind of thing. You know, that kind of tease. And they're like, there's something in your walls at your home and it could kill you tonight. That's on 25 Alive.
I remember that. I remember that from the 70s, and it would scare the shit out of you if you were a kid. I'm thinking, I don't know if adults were scared by it, but when you're like 10, you're like, oh my God. It is frightening, I think, because you don't know anything. I think maybe adults know.
And back then, they didn't have as immediate access to information either.
Well, you didn't. And I remember getting out of bed, hearing something like that on Channel 5 when I was young. So, I mean, you're talking 40 years ago. Going, Bobby, what? And waking them up. And they're like, what? Like, what's radon?
And honestly, I really thought stop, drop, and roll was going to be a thing I needed much more frequently.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Have you seen that thing online lately that people are trying to sell school desks on like Facebook Marketplace? And they're like, this thing is a tornado shelter. It's a hurricane shelter. It's a bomb shelter.
So obviously a joke, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But it's so funny.
I listen, when I was in the first grade, we still used to get under our desks and put our hands over our heads. We used to have drills.
Oh, we got under our desks whenever the air raid siren went off Wednesday mornings at 11.
I remember in early elementary school having to do air raid drills. We would be out in the hallway and have books over our heads.
Yeah, we did it in So I was in kindergarten in 1968. 1969, we were getting under our desks.
I wasn't born yet.
And
I don't mean to brag.
I don't know.
We were getting under our desks in case the fucking red wave dropped bombs on us.
Mm-hmm.
And the one that did scare me when I was young, it had no reason to scare me, but it did. But watching Channel 5 and all the Metro media stations across the country did this. I don't know whether any other stations did or not, but it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your kids
are?
Oh, and I remember that
was
shit.
Everywhere.
And,
yeah.
You know, and I used to think about that. I'm like, well, who the fuck wouldn't be in bed right now? You know?
I mean, forget people locking their kids in the back seat of the car. Well, parents didn't know where their children were at 10 p.m.
That's correct.
Wait a second, though. Now, let me tell you this. This is a fucking gruesome little story from here that happened in the last week. I think it was a 3-year-old toddler fucking died from being out in the elements because he got out of the house and the parents didn't know it during the night and couldn't get back in. They had a broken door and they didn't fucking fix the door. So the little toddler, and listen, if you've ever had fucking kids in your house, whether you're a parent or not, they're fucking elusive. Kids are fucking, especially 2 and 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, because they're very silent in their movement. They're not running around going, ah, like 4 and 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds. They're fucking exploring. They're quietly investigating life.
Mm-hmm.
And you can lose track of a 3-year-old in a fucking heartbeat.
Yeah.
You just can. And at night, they fucking get up and wander. They get up and they're awake because you're fucking dead on your ass, on your feet, because you've just worked 12 hours, right? So the fucking little kid got outside. And so do you know where your kids are? I'm imagining I'm going to see that in the next fucking month up here when the TV stations start rebranding. It's 11 o'clock. Do you know where your kids are? I mean, I just can see that happening. I
can see in some cities, it's 11 o'clock. Do you know where your dealer is?
Right.
It's shit that people the news gloms onto this bullshit. It's like the storm center. I gotta wear our sweaters because it's a storm day today. No tie, just a sweater.
I love these fucking engineers that get on these Facebook groups and they talk about the weather and the Doppler 4K, and they go, well, channel 22 only broadcasts in 720p. All right.
And the TV stations really sell that Doppler big, right?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They don't have
Every
fucking
news
Doppler.
channel in Nashville has been voted by someone to be the most accurate weather.
Oh yeah, and you have
forecast.
to look down at the bottom of the screen though, as to what it says. You know, in the latest Nielsen survey among 38-year-old Jewish dentists.
Right.
You know, and that's there you go.
And the truth is that fucking weather, they all get the same information from the same government satellite.
Yeah.
Well, that's correct. And there's in DC, there's Doppler. There's one Doppler. It's sitting over at the Bowie Airport, and everybody's in it.
Yeah, and here it's in Gray, Maine. There's the National Weather Service. NOAA is here, North Organization of Atlantic Atmospherical whatever. NOAA's here in Gray, Maine, and when shit comes out, it comes out of there. But they all take ownership of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our fucking Super Doppler is doing its thing, and then you turn to the next thing, Super Doppler has got this information, or the deal when they say, I disagree with the European model.
Right.
I'm looking at the U.S. model shows this. The European model.
Nobody knows what the fuck that means.
Well, I agree more with Adrian Barbeau.
Here.
Okay, than any other model.
And then I'm like, well, Google Weather says.
And Google Weather. It's all coming from the same motherfucking.
And everybody's got a fucking guess. I mean, you look at all these Facebook pages from these fucking old hack meteorologists that are not employed anymore, but they're still doing their fucking show. They're still doing their fucking show on Facebook. And there's the one guy I trust, Bob Ryan from Channel 4 or Channel 7, whatever the fuck he was. I trust him. Okay, because he's still got his little weather station and going through his little sources. That's fine. But then there's this forecast, Foot's forecast. And I'm like, well, what is this, Foot? And I look at this guy, retired meteorologist, and I know best. Okay, well, then I guess you were voted number one by Jewish dentists. All right, great.
Well,
great.
you know, I have not seen in a while, Chris, our friend Mark and his TP index.
Mark is not on the facial page.
He's not?
Mark is not on the facial page.
When did he leave?
I have not seen him. Well, put it to you this way. I haven't seen him on the facial page in a while. Ever since he shut down his famous website, grapesoda.com, he has been like just out.
Yeah, he hasn't posted on Facebook since August of 2023.
Yeah.
And his last post was, wow, I haven't said anything here since January.
And that's it. And he's working for the election board now.
Well, I knew that, but I think the TP index was sort of a hobby thing for him.
What's TP? What's that?
That's the toilet paper index, Wally. How many rolls of toilet paper you'll need to get through the storm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it works.
And he was a radio guy in Frederick when I was there.
And then he wasn't.
And then he wasn't.
You know, yeah, he started working for the Board of Election Board.
Mm-hmm.
That's the redundancy board.
Like the TV. We used to do, I don't know if we did it there, Jess. We used to do the worm index, the worm tanning index, because they'd always have a tanning index when it was raining out. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing a tanning index when it's raining? The TV stations around our area where I live would have a tanning index or the UV index. Who the fuck cares?
Fucking tanning index, so they're just actively promoting skin cancer.
Well,
I know we didn't know
was.
about skin cancer as much back then, but
Somebody paid, Jess. Somebody was
paid
paying
for it.
for the tan. Yeah, of course.
That's correct. Somebody was absolutely paying for it. It's a sponsored thing.
You come up with it, and it's sponsored. You say, "Geez, what can we sell them? How about the tanning index?" And you'd look outside and go, "The tanning index is a 5. That's from Sunbums." It's like.
And you even got the sounder with it, Jess. Did you hear that?
Yeah, that was professionally produced.
You did well, Wally. Man, say you're a radio hack. That ain't true. You got it.
Turn that off. Oh God! But I think it might have been sponsored by the tanning bed location or something. The Sunbum. drums. Tanning index is a 5. Yeah, we sold everything back. Every fucking thing you could sell back in the day.
Mhm.
Dude, we had a jingle on one of the stations in Ocean City. And it was, oh God, I forgot who sponsored it, but the jingle had the station call it as KHI, time to turn so you don't burn. Time to turn so you don't burn. Yeah. Yeah.
It's, I know we mock that kind of shit sometimes.
But it was so fun.
It was so fun. And I would honest to goodness, I would listen to a station that did that shit. Because to do that shit, you had to be engaged. You had to be live. You can't pre-record that bullshit and make it work.
Right.
I mean,
No, and I feel like, Wally, one of the things I learned from you when it came to programming and like writing jingles and writing sweepers and stuff was that it was okay to have a sense of humor and to have a lot of fun with it. And it wasn't just, the stations that are just like, it's Kiss 102. But you like wrote funny sweepers. Yeah,
we did. And I think the other thing we did with sweepers is everybody was able to write. I didn't fucking sit there and do the whole thing myself. Actually, Roadrunner wrote a lot of that stuff. Becky wrote a lot of that stuff.
Roadrunner actually, I bet you anything he's the one that came up with the one that always pops into my head when I think about Kiss.
Prison.
And I think it might be the one that Shannon / Kelly, I remember her getting offended by one of them. And it might have been this one that I think of all the time. It was, our hits are so big, we have to put flashing red lights on them so planes don't hit them.
Oh yeah, that would be him.
Yeah.
That would be him.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Mine was the Wow They Suck. That was my favorite one that I wrote, and I also like the prison one we used to do.
I don't remember the prison one.
Well, just we're listened to in blah 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 and whatever the name of the local, the place we used to get calls from.
The county.
Attica's best hits.
Yeah. Oh, we did. We had sweepers for the local prison, the local jail.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe it.
And Jess used to get, she's probably already said it before, but she used to get calls, and they would call Jess with
That's followed me my entire career.
Yeah. What is that called when they call you and switch the charges around?
Collect call.
Yeah, collect calls. Collect calls. But the best collect calls from them were always like,
good
collect
job,
call
Daddy.
from. And then they would just name a song.
Mm-hmm. Play Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yeah, that would be their whole thing, and you'd play it on the air, and they fucking loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Because so my philosophy on that was, they're not going to be there all year. They're going to be out, and they might get a diary when they're out.
Play the goddamn song
now.
Or their mom could get a diary.
Right. And, they play songs for Georgie all the time. I love this station.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of the things I think that I may have brought to the. You can't be fucking so serious about it. It's fucking radio.
Well, and that's just it. I mean, one of the jingles I had down in Raleigh, fucking the guy that kind of taught me a bunch of stuff, Big Daddy Bill Campbell, and that was his real name, Big Daddy Bill Campbell. Yep. And, what a perfect radio. Hey, everybody, I'm Bill Campbell. And he was Bill Campbell. And, yeah, he had beautiful, beautiful fucking pipes. And his girlfriend / steady was Lisa McKay.
Real name?
Jess?
Yeah, I know Lisa.
Lisa McKay, yeah. Well, when she died a few years ago. I mean, I haven't heard from him since she died. But this guy's like, I mean, you get, the station jingle, it can say more than, Y102.9, Y102.9, because that's all I was doing. I was just doing shotgun. It's like, why don't you try this? Let me write a few and send them in. I said, okay, fine. So we get a jingle done by Jam, okay, which is arguably the best jingle company out there.
Yes, expensive and good.
Expensive and good. And the jingle just simply said, music for the sexy people, Y102.9. Okay, there you go. Thank you, Big Daddy.
Good.
That's
music
brilliant.
for the sexy people.
That's
brilliant.
Good.
Yep,
that's good.
And by the way, Lisa McKay, we talked about a few weeks ago. We talked about like the ways that program directors found around the payola rules.
Yeah.
Lisa McKay was the one I mentioned who was charging the PDs personally, or charging the record labels personally to buy music placement on her station.
And that's how it all began. Yeah.
Yeah.
With her doing that. And I got to tell you, the 2 shifts I did on QDR were the best, because she's like, just do whatever you want to. I'm like, okay. And so I filled in for her a couple of afternoons, and all of a sudden QDR, this conservative country station, it's in the foreground, but it was conservative in its style on the air.
And Chris was like, and then she shit in a pizza box.
I was fucking, as they would say on the old urban stations 60 years ago, I was shucking and jiving. Okay. I mean, I was being a motherfucker. And it was just unbelievable. I'm putting phone calls on the air. At least I never put phone calls on. I'm putting phone calls on and shit. It was great. It was fucking
Tom
great.
Kent radio.
Basically, I was doing the TK show before, on a country station.
Cooking Tom Kent.
Yeah, God. I'm sad that he's dead.
Brilliant. Huh?
I said I'm sad he's dead.
Yeah. He was pretty brilliant.
Ed Rodriguez, remember Ed, Jess?
I do. I've seen some posts.
Did you see the recent post?
Recently, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He fell down on the ground, and well, I'm sure he'll make a killing from falling on that rebar. But
what?
He used to fuck Tom Kent's wife.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. 50 years ago in Winston-Salem, he used to fuck Tom's wife. So,
wow.
No kidding.
Good for him. Okay.
Ed fell down on a piece of do what?
Was Tom aware?
I'm unaware whether Tom was aware. Yeah.
Ed really fell down? Did he really fall?
Yeah, he fell outside he went into a FedEx store and was walking outside, and there's some rebar sticking up out of the ground that he didn't see, and just went straight down. And they took him to the hospital. And as he's getting in the ambulance, as he's getting in the fucking ambulance, a literal ambulance.
Do you
Wait, you cut out after literal ambulance.
I was chasing. I said, a literal ambulance chaser is throwing ambulance after Ed. It's a little card. It's a little blue in his car into the ambulance. So Ed's apparently using the ambulance chaser. So
I don't know what happened with you were talking
it
over yourself.
It sounded like you were
somehow.
having a blast telling that story, but we have no idea what you said.
It did sound like you're having a blast.
Let's just say Ed's going to make some money, okay?
Wally, Ed is older than you.
Oh, really?
And
Ed's older than Christ.
Yeah. And the posts that I was talking about were since Monday, when he posted in all caps, "We are a nation redeemed."
Yeah, he's a little bit to the right.
A little bit.
Typical. He's a typical Fox viewer, and I don't say that because the typical Fox viewer is 65 plus.
Mm.
That's where they are. Hey, do you guys know the name Charlie Walk?
Yeah.
For some reason, I keep getting a picture of him with a different name under it saying, "Befriend this guy." Or do you want to be friends with this guy? It's clearly Charlie Walk.
So he's gotten cloned.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, it's fucking.
That's the other reason we can say fuck Mark Zuckerberg.
It's clearly, it's just clearly him. I know who he is. I see that. The funny thing is about some of the things I see now. You might want to be friends with this person.
No,
it looks like there's only 5 people on the planet, and they just all have different names.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like you see the same facial features and 10 different names on. It's like, what the fuck is going on? I don't friend anybody anymore unless I absolutely know who it is. I do not go on the. Although I did get a nice little. Have any of you guys ever watched Doc Martin? It's an English show.
No, but I've worn his shoes.
I was gonna say, are you talking about the shoes? No.
No. It's an English show. It's about a doctor. Never mind that it doesn't play well.
Okay.
It's just one of the guys in there responded to something I wrote about rebooting this, and one of the actors sent a little thing to me about it. It was nice.
Well, that's
Very nice. Yes, I liked it.
All right, you guys. I got it.
Oh, it's fun. Look at what time it is.
I know.
Are you cutting us off?
All right, so you're going to send me a thing, Jess?
I will send a link to you both that you can bookmark.
Okay.
And we will be on Zoom forevermore.
And do we have to do anything other than click into it?
Shouldn't. But you should log in and make sure it's updated and make sure you can test your video and audio settings to make sure they work beforehand.
I'll do that.
God, this is going to be so wonderful. I guess we finally. Hey, Zuck, fuck you.
Yeah, basically.
Well, I'm looking forward to not having getting erectile dysfunction and
so am I one day.
Shit.
I don't have that problem, but okay.
No, I mean the male for it or whatever it is.
Says the woman with a bigger cock out of any of us.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
All right, you guys.
All right.
Enjoy your night.
Bye.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.